chat bar readings for those in the chat bar straight after the actual weekly energy update. This is all about our ascension. So I am a guide to help you ascend, and that's what I focus on. I'm a channeler, part of the Kevin Moore channeler, they call us channelers team, and I am a seer. So all my life I have seen things that others haven't seen, well, at least until I was 50 years old. In the last few years I've been channeling more. Yeah, look out for a few things. I've got some videos coming up in that, but I've mainly got a new thing starting where I'm going to channel live on Thursday morning. I'm thinking to doing that at 7 a.m. in the morning. That's AEST time. So for those on the other side of the world, it'd be the night before, because I live in Queensland, Australia. So yeah, you're welcome to pop in the chat bar then and ask questions and see what comes through with my team. It was really interesting this morning because there was a lot of in my head, and I was starting to feel like there's like the majority of people are a little bit too much in their head at the moment, and I was almost bringing that into myself. I was starting to panic. It was like a feeling of too many balls in the air, trying to dictate, trying to prepare myself for events to come, instead of trusting this game, instead of trusting the moment and being in the moment and being present with myself. It's like I was really worried about how what I was going to say, how it was going to come across, and I haven't done that for a very long time. It was almost a panic. And then I realized I'm tapping in, because I did, that's what I do, I tap into the the mainstream and the majority of people and those that are on this ascended realm as well, and seeing how good we're doing, how well we're doing, so I can get all these different perspectives. But it was almost like a panic feeling. And my message that I was getting is, unless we learn to let go, we are not going to receive the in the moment messages from benevolence, from our soul, that is in a higher frequency and can guide us very clearly towards a path that is abundant for us. How can we receive that if we're already prepared ourselves through our logic of what is going to come? And so then we're like grabbing all that logical, well, this happened then and that happened then, and they're telling us this and they're telling us that, so that means I have to prepare. And what you're doing is you're creating a path, you're carving a path towards that possibility that's going to be the outcome, because you've now locked yourself in through preparing, through logic, that is the only possibility that's going to be able to happen in your environment, in your reality. So they're wanting us to really just let go and be very present, because when we're in the presence of ourselves and we are connected to our soul, we're already flipped into a higher vibration through that trust. So our logical brain needs to let go enough for us to stay in the void of presence in the moment, so that we can receive these messages and trust that we're going to be going on the right path through saying to the universe, or as a reflection, to say that we want, this is what we desire. Yeah, otherwise it's just going to lead us back into folding into a path of preparation and worrying and not being present. It doesn't mean to say that in the presence you might get this feeling of, oh, wouldn't it be exciting to, I don't know, just fill up my cupboard today and fill it up with all these fun, all this food so that I'm not going to run out for ages or something. I'm not saying that that isn't some message that you might receive, but what I am saying in preparation or preparing to buy a house or preparing to go to school or whatever it is, but in that moment you're doing it from joy, you're doing it from love, you're not doing it from worry and anxiousness and stress. That's what they're trying to avoid, or get us to avoid or help us through. Yeah. So really interesting energy at the moment. Hey Tony, hey Joe, hey Annie, hey Oi, good morning, hey Annie and Yannicka, all from YouTube. Hey everybody. Yeah, so the channel messages that I'm going to bring through for our extension and really tap into my guides, and hopefully you guys will come on board on Thursday morning as well. When that happens, you're allowed to ask questions and that sort of thing, but it's all going to be on our ascension, where we're going, how we get through life, that sort of thing. Okay, so we have our first card that's popped out, and that first card is friendliness. I love that. That's really nice. So there is definitely a collaboration starting to form through our own trusting who we are, and trusting who we are, and trusting our instincts with others, like we've been literally in the past saying no to certain vibrations that have come our way, that have helped us to this point, and there's no need for it anymore. We don't put up with it anymore. So certain vibrations that have come into our reality, and then when we're confronted with that again, we say no. And that means that we're actually giving ourselves opportunity to trust who we are and who we choose to be in our vibration. So this is bringing up that friendliness card for us to unite. Let's see what else comes up. Good morning, happy new moon eclipse. Yeah, there is a few eclipses. It's really interesting. We've got a full moon on the November the 8th. I know that much because that landed on St. Michael's Day. New Mexico. Oh, wow, New Mexico, wow. That's far away. I love how we can like just connect and we're all on the other side of the world from each other. Wow, that's so beautiful. Look at the energies that's coming up for this week. So we have friendliness and we have playfulness. It really reminds me of this amazing dream that I had. I had this dream years ago, and it was really important for the ascension for humanity. I was floating in the sea with a big, massive turtle, and the turtle had a flipper that was a little bit wounded, and it was a representation of Gaia, of Earth herself. She swam to the shore, and the shore was there wasn't much room for her to move or bury her eggs. She wanted to lay eggs, so she was like digging and she laid her eggs, and then she saw me and she morphed from a turtle into a beautiful blonde being, a little bit like a foot taller than me, and just a gorgeous being. And she said to me, the way through this is not to worry or be concerned about my wounds. The way through this is to dance, to shift your vibration into this playful dance, this dancing energy, and start just having fun with life. That's what's going to save your bacon. Save your bacon. And that was more important than saving her and everything else, or preparing. It was more important to stay light in these energies. So I also have a aloneness card that came out. So definitely, even through all of this playful energy, there's going to be moments of clarity from within to have a fuller understanding of who we are and trusting a deeper connection to benevolence, to our souls. And it's really important so that we can start to carve a new adventure, a new path, trusting that rather than going backwards and trusting what our logic has to say only. It's a very imbalanced reality when we only trust logic. Okay, so sorry, that was my daughter. She's probably going to say good morning. She opened the door. Okay, I will do free chat bar readings after the reading. That's how I do it. So when I say I'll let you know. Let's see what else we've got. So yeah, we're definitely needing to also remember, even through the playful energies, to look inwards and keep checking in with ourselves. Am I feeling good about what I'm doing? If I'm not, let it go and then trust again. See, look, the next card that came out. So here we have aloneness, and then we have going with the flow. It's a definite feeling of just trusting that natural flow of life again. And that literally lifts us into a more stable, unified reality. Sorry, I'm feeling they're giving me all these messages, and I'm trying to decipher them at the same time as reading this. Probably don't need the cards. Let's get some other cards. I'll get some tarot. See what tarot has to say as well. So I did my very first short story message on Facebook yesterday. That was fun. So I'm going to probably do a few more of those reels that you do. It was just a bit of fun. Okay, so we have judgment. And what's this one? We have the Five of Swords in reverse. So judgment to me is very much that ascension. Look how they're ascending. And we can only really judge ourselves on how we feel about who we are. Nobody else can judge you. You will always be in judgment of yourself. It's even when we pass on, it's got nothing to do with how other people thought we should have and how much, what we deserve and they think we deserve. It's got everything to do with how you feel about you and how you process through your life. Because some of us have been specifically sent here to do certain missions, had to push through certain boundaries to become the authentic self that we are. And in other people's eyes, it might be an absolute no-no, and yet in your eyes, it was a necessary thing for your soul to achieve. So in this judgment card, I'm seeing us doing this not while we die, but while we're living. We're literally looking at judging how are we, what other people are telling us is the right thing to how we how we go through, accepting ourselves. And then the Five of Swords is letting go of that protection of who we are and trusting that next step into ascension mode, like really letting go. It's really interesting energy. It's kind of in and out. I'm finding I'm channeling, and then my logic wants to almost jump in and dictate something, and then I'm like, no, I'm channeling. So be very aware of that. Logic is absolutely needed for this lineal story so that we don't forget yesterday and we're not like just in a total dream world. so that we can have a storyline from birth to death. But there comes a point where logic is not needed. It's not needed to create the new path. If we want to change something in our reality, it needs to let go. It can't protect us from things that are coming because it doesn't know. It can only grow from the past. It's really interesting. Okay. 3 of Coins has come up as well. Look how he's sparing that abundance. He's got his eye on it, bearing it. It's like he's made the choice. He knows which one he's going for, and he's going straight for that path. And he's definitely using his masculinity to just hone in on it. Yeah. Let's see what else happens. So with all this playful energy, going inwards, learning to go with the flow, trusting the letting go of what we had in the past, allowing the ascension process to take us a very, it's like we're right on the pinnacle of many ascending, like a huge thing going to happen. And so it's shaky right before it. It's like pulling, it feels like we're pulling back that rubber band so tight. And then when we just go, I get it. I'm letting go. I'm not going to worry about my future anymore. I trust my soul. I trust who I am. And I am going to the happiest place, and we just let go. It's like many are going to do that together. And so through this process, we have to just trust a lot more and stop thinking that our logic can prepare for this, because our logic cannot prepare for this. It cannot. Hey, Liz from Facebook. Good to see you. Hey, Paul from YouTube, and Sandy, Cherie from YouTube. Good to see you guys. Well, look at this, trusting in each other too. The new connections that we're making now, we're going to start trusting in these new connections because we've let go of the ones that don't serve us enough. See the friendliness card, playful energy. We let go of enough, and so now we're starting to trust those that are coming our way. A very soul tribey sort of a feel to this too. Like there's not just 2 candles down here, there's 4 candles down here, and we're all different. We're all got our own path, but we're all starting to realize that we're helping each other home. We're helping guide each other home. And what I might not understand, somebody else might understand. And what they might we're not all going to have all of the pieces of the puzzle. Some of us are here to be the central point of the puzzle where many connect to it, and some of us are just have a couple of pieces connected, but we're all needed for the bigger picture to move into flying home. Back to me, home is a feeling within myself. It's when they took me to the new earth. It wasn't that, yes, my environment had shifted, but it was more to do with how I felt, and I was completely present and still within myself, and that was absolute trust and faith in myself that the universe reflected that back, and that's when all the magic started to really happen for us. Okay. So we have the 3 of 3 must be a really valid as well, because we have the 3 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. So emotional celebrations here of realizing that we can trust others, in allowing our imagination to take fruit too. There's many choices with our imagination, so that's why instead of logifying it, we need to go to our heart and choose from how we feel about what we're choosing. That'll help us, guide us in carve that right path to creating what we really want to create. Happy when I'm doing nothing from Annie. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to sit down and go, I don't want to think about anything anymore, because as soon as we bring the thinking in, the stress starts to accumulate. You think you're on top of everything, but you can't catch everything. So really interesting. Okay, what else have we got here? I'll do one of my new packs. Osho, thank you, Osho cards. So this pack is the Energy and Spirit pack. Actually, my candle kind of put a bit of a blur on there, but Energy and Spirit Oracle. So I'll choose some of those. Okay. So you might have moments where you're absolutely excited and in clarity, and then moments where you feel like your logic's trying to predict. And just keep telling your logic it's okay. You can let go. It's not your job to predict and carve the new path. It's the job of your intuition, your trust in being in the moment. So here we go. Look, relaxation, peaceful pursuits, and happy times. I really like this. This is what we need to be focusing on too as well, like dancing and relaxing and just trusting and going with the flow. That sort of energy this week. It's going to help you flow through this easily. More messages for this week. Just see. So if you want a reading from me, it's the links are down below, and I just help guide you on the path to your authentic self, connection to your soul. I'm very good at just clearing that sort of stuff. Here we go. Let's see if there's any more messages from here. I'm going to try one more time and my angel. Okay. Up from the depths. So we have up from the depths, releasing difficulty. That is another ascension card. Look at this, how we have these ascension cards that are up for us. Wow. So we have the Judgment, and we have the ascension here of her stepping up into these steps and trusting each step that she takes, that she doesn't know all of the paths. Her logic cannot know all of the paths that she can take. But she's just trusting each moment, each step that she takes, that she's going. She feels light in her heart, and so the universe is going to reflect that lightness in her heart. Releasing difficulties. I really see this releasing our logical mind and trying to create a next step. This is the problem, is that pretty much the whole of humanity has been taught that the only way to create the next step is to use logic. We've been programmed with that even through schooling. We have to remember, we have to copy and paste. That's what logic does. It copy and pastes the end result. It has no feeling into higher presence, has no feeling into our soul and what our soul knows. So this is a change up of the game, instead of trusting that logic to dictate. And it can only limit, it'll only limit us. And then we are easily persuaded by others in charge because of that limitation and not trusting our soul's connection. So we'll just do a angel card. Lady Sabah. Well, I made it late, but I'm here at stage yet. I'm not doing the free bar readings yet. Hang on. Just give me a mo, Lady Sabah. Okay, so we have, look at these, releasing. This is so interesting. Releasing difficulty. We're still in the weekly energy update reading, guys. And this is surrender, the release. Look at that. 2 different packs, 2 different cards saying exactly the same thing here. So this is really important to release. I had such strong messages. I literally wrote down some of these messages. Like, this is one of them that I wrote on my phone. Prepare to let go. The more we step into trusting our immediate vibration, the more we are present and living in the void of unlimited possibilities. Other than logic preparing us in a limited way, carving a limited path similar to what's already been experienced. It's so important at the moment to let go. And another one that I wrote is, until we learn to trust our own instincts again, which would mean that logic would have to let go enough to allow our instincts to play out. We are subject to being bamboozled by those who use our logic against us. This is what this week's all about. This is what this big energy of us starting to really trust. They will keep on throwing at us, be prepared, watch for this, be prepared. And that is our logic literally in our brain thinking that it needs to prepare for this, for what's happening, but it cannot prepare for an ascension. It cannot. It can only let go and trust our instincts, our intuition. It can only let go. That's all it can do to bring us into this next stage that humanity's consciousness is screaming for. We're wanting peace. We're wanting our reality. We're wanting to be the queen and the kings of our own sovereignty. We're wanting to step into us being the leading authority of carving our next path. No more seeking outside. Oh, you know better than me. Oh, you know better than me. No, nobody knows better than you. You're the only one that knows your feelings. You're the only one who knows what goes on in your mind. You're the only one that knows. Okay? So here we go. Wow, thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. I really appreciate that from YouTube. She's just given a donation in US dollars. So it's even more. Wow. Okay, so yeah, be the change. Annie knows so many people circle in Facebook and YouTube. And we know. And I want you guys to send as many messages out that you know about. Keep it going. Keep this motivation going. Move us into trusting who we are authentically. It's what it's all about. Okay. I'll do one more card and then I'm going to start doing some reading. So Jennifer, if you would like me to do your reading, just say yes, please. And then I'll call for the others to say yes, please as well. And then, because I don't like to read for anyone unless they say, yes, please. Thank you. Yeah. Because I like to get your permission. Thinking what other card that I want to bring in. Let's do these cards. I've got them in my hand. Whoa. Take care of yourself. A beautiful rat, take care of yourself. Now look how a rat in many people's eyes is like, a rat, ew, yuck, that sort of thing. We judge rats. We literally judge other people. This is literally to me showing us that we judge other people. So who's going to look after yourself? You are. The rat knows how to look after itself. The rat takes us into a world and knows what to do and looks after itself. It knows exactly what it's doing. And a human needs to know what we're doing too. We're the only ones that are out of balance with all of this. This is what this is all about, is us coming back into balance. We have 2 hemispheres for a reason. And one hemisphere is very connected to our soul, and we feel through our hearts to connect to our soul. And the other one is connected to grounding everything and making this a reality so that we can actually live here. But we have to learn to use use this in unity within ourselves, and then the unity expands and we start to bring in people into our life that are unifying with us as well. So we have dinosaur friends as well that popped out. Childhood treasures resurface. So if you need to go back into your childhood to really understand who you are, I always say before the program started, if you can remember before the program started, in other words, going to school and all of that, then you can find out who your authentic self is from that point. How did you feel then before the program started? Not everyone can do that, but it is a good way of doing it. Oh my gosh, thank you, Yannicka. Thank you so much. Okay. We are going to read, since Jennifer said, thank you, Bobby. Okay. I will read for Jennifer first and then Yannicka, because you've both said thank you or yes, please, it'll do. Okay. And then we will go into the next reading. So we have, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that. Jennifer. The dog shaking his head saying thank you. Love that. Okay, Jennifer. Message for Jennifer. Message for Jennifer. Message for Jennifer. It's coming for Jennifer this week. Jennifer, I'm feeling a happier vibe with you. It's really quite light, but let's see what's popping out. Yeah, but I do feel, okay, so you're needing to tune in this week, tune into who you are, and they're wanting you to take your power back. There's something that maybe you've given out to others. It's so funny because you've just given to me. But you've given out to others that aren't actually deserving of it. And so they're wanting you to pull. I'm feeling you pulling your power and saying, okay, I love them, but I need to pull my power back. Then on top of that, we have experience. So this is a very nature card, and going out into nature to find your authentic power and your authentic self again. When we touch a tree can reflect who we are in a stillness of itself and how it flows through life, giving and receiving in its own sovereignty. It literally has the shape or creates the shape of the cosmos, of the Taurus bar, or the energy of source energy itself, how we bring in energy and then we bring it up and then we let it go, and then we bring it up and we let it go, that sort of thing. There's a reason why they're bringing this up with you, so that you can they want you to fill the bottom of your bucket first for everything that you know you deserve, then give to others. That's really what I'm getting at the moment for you in this week. But there's happy times coming. And the reason why is because you are doing that, because you are filling the bottom of your bucket and what you deserve and what you know first before you start helping other people. Yannicka. So we have, okay, Yannicka. Oh, that's interesting too. I'm going to take that as well for you. So we have stress, so you might be in your mind a bit too much. So that I literally pulled this card out for myself for the general reading just before I started, and it was very much letting go of all the balls, letting them drop. Just go, you know what? I'm not listening to my mind. My mind is only a limited experience. I'm dropping that, and I'm going to trust which one's going to come up, because look at that, very similar to the energy of the general reading. Completion, being the last piece of the puzzle that you are completing. You're at the end of one cycle and you're starting another, but it's almost like your logic just wanted to give it one more crack at stressing out about life So it's brought in a bit of confusion with you. Which way do I go? What do I do? How do I get there? But you're actually learning to become the teacher in your life. So just let those balls go. It's not worth it. And once you start to do that, you'll start to feel a lot more like light not on your shoulders, like not so tense with life, and just go, I'm just going to trust the universe is going to give me what I know I deserve, and just wait and see what happens next. Okay, so we've got Liz from Facebook. Liz, we have 2 cards. So there is a guilt card that's coming up in your head a bit too much as well. But this is the energy at the moment. We're literally being shown how much we can be in our heads and how much it does give us less power within ourselves. And you've also got the dream card. Just be aware that the dream that you're dreaming, we want to bring it down into grounding it. We don't want it to just be a dream that's an illusional state, that's in the ether. We want to let go of our guilts and everything enough, and what's in our heads enough for us to say we deserve this dream to come into fruition and be grounded into our reality. But you won't be able to see into the dream until you let go of your mind and feeling like you need to that you're judging yourself in a way that is only coming from outside forces, other people pushing that onto you. So instead of doing that, letting it go and then trusting yourself that you have done everything from your heart and that is enough. And so you can let it go. Okay, who else have we got here? We have Virtual. Thank you, Yannicka. Love you guys. Okay, Genevieve from Facebook. Genevieve from Facebook. Ooh, something to celebrate this week for you that's coming up. Or maybe a new friend coming into your reality, or somebody that you can start trusting more, or someone that's already come into your reality and you're starting to see the celebrations that's coming with that. That's nice playful energy around you. This is where we need to go to through these intense changes. And the reason why I'm feeling it's an intense change for humanity is because there is a big shift, like a lot more people, like a second lot of people starting to awaken into the ascension process, starting to click on that there's something going wrong in their life and that they need to readdress themselves and almost look at who they are and how they can ascend and all that sort of stuff. There's like a big group dynamic coming up, and so even the ones that have can understand that, literally going back and feeling into almost to help them come through their energies, folding into feeling how it was, and then we're reprocessing, dropping our logic again because we've already done it in ourselves. And when we do that, we're starting to help others because we're in the vibration of them lifting them up. Really interesting that I brought that up with you, Genevieve. So there might be something with you, like the Thunderbolt. This means that if there is, this is like the Tower card, but because it's in reverse, it's like you jumping off the tower yourself and saying, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to choose to celebrate. I'm going to choose that instead. Okay, so we have, who else have we got? To read for Joe from YouTube. Joe from YouTube. I really see like the teacher card sticking out for me for you, Joe. So seeing you become that teacher or guide for others. There's a message for this week for Joe. Joe, success. Something big's coming in for you successfully. There's 3 cards that came out together. You still got the completion and stress that came out. Isn't it funny how I can shuffle all these and these same cards come out? But because you are letting go of that stress, you are completing a cycle, and success is on the cards for you. So ride the tiger, but never ride that tiger forever. Allow the process of friction afterwards to come as it comes, so that you can expand even more, even more, even more. If we keep clinging on to a tiger of success and holding on to that, trying to celebrate through an energy that is clearing us to even lift ourselves even more, we end up getting stuck. So just be aware of that too, but allow yourself to celebrate and enjoy while it's happening. So we have sky imagination. So yeah, when I do these channel messages on Thursday, I'm going to choose out of all the questions what feels right with me and my team to answer. That's how I'm going to do it. So sky imagination. So please come along on Thursday. I'm starting that at 7 a.m. AEST, which is Queensland, Australia time. Be there. Sky imagination. Home. Okay, so you are returning home, which is a really nice, really nice place to. You are on the right path, is what I'm getting. There's a slowing down that needs to happen, and a realization that ordinariness can actually bring you the fruits that you're looking for. You don't need to be pushing through anything. You don't need to try to do anything. You just need to be and trust that your ordinariness and who you feel about who you are is going to bring in an authentic balance, instead of comparing yourself to others and trying to follow their path, which means that you're not being your authentic self because you're trying so hard to be like somebody else. So just be aware of that, your ordinariness, and you're slowing down, but you are on the right path. I really do feel like you're breaking through an illusional state of mind, and that is really, really cool, because the home on my dice is standing out for you. So you're literally going into a new vibration of yourself and realizing, I get it, I'm okay, just who I am is enough. Who else have we got here? Morning, Donna. Love a pre-eclipse card. Donna from YouTube. Okay, we have the mind come up. A lot of this is coming up. Stress, the mind. Just be aware this week that this is a great opportunity for us to feel that mind is creeping in and overpowering us and go, nah, nobody knows what's going on in my head but me, and I'm letting this go. I'm not allowing my mind to dictate where my path's going. It only knows the path, the past. It doesn't know what I can carve into the future. So just be aware of that this week for yourself. Let's see if there's one more card. Yeah, because there is a fair bit of fighting with your mind coming up. So just be aware of that. The fight in ourselves has always ended up being projected outside. So you might even have someone coming in trying to argue with you, but it's actually literally your mind starting at first, and then these people are reflecting it. So when you get a handle of that, you're going to have a big, huge lesson into realizing when you go, I'm not doing this anymore, how clear, how beautiful your life starts to become through that. Who else have we got here? So Caroline, right, from YouTube. Whoa, they just flew out. Oh, you can't believe. I don't understand sometimes how this can even happen, because you guys see me shuffling, right? But okay, we're going to go with this. There's 2 cards came out for you as well. So this is the thing, though. I do realize that the closer we get to returning home or being in in sync. The more these synchronicities are going to appear, these signs, these synchronicities are going to show up, and people in your reality are going to have the same synchronicities coming in their life as well. Because we are starting to unite as a oneness, as well as have our individual logical self going on in adventure too. So we have tuning in and experience. It's just the same as the reading I just did before. I'll just see if there's any other messages coming in for you as well. Tuning in. This is a very much more of a gentler feeling though for you, Caroline, like a wiser tuning in, understanding. It's like a level up, but they do want you to go into nature a lot more than what you have been going into. Go camping or something like that. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Peter. He said this week's reading is fantastic. Thanks so much, Bobby. Thanks. Okay, so we have Cherie. Yes, please. Cherie from YouTube. No way. Okay. I almost might as well give up because they're all the same cards popping out. So we have completion and we have success for you, Cherie, and we have guidance. So you are definitely completing one cycle and realizing where you fit in with everything, and that's giving you a success, a feeling of celebrating who you are authentically. But this has not been in vain. They literally, because you're doing this, you're going to start connecting to your benevolence, your soul. You're going to start connecting to your soul. Now, when you connect to your soul, the cool thing is, because your soul is love itself, it also has a wisdom and knowing of other benevolent beings that are still in higher frequency that you know as well. And so those benevolence comes through and you start to channel messages with them as well. So I call them my team. They are just as much my brothers and sisters as what my brothers and sisters are and that I'm my family is that I'm creating in this reality. So you are going to have more messages coming through for you because of what you're completing and moving into success. I trained for a while, worried about my children, they're growing up. I have to move things. Okay, so Genevieve, thanks so much for it. No worries. Thank you. So I'm getting a lot of thank yous at the moment. Happy moon to you, Geraldine. Haven't seen you for a while. That's really cool. Alexis, can I get a card? Alexis from Facebook. Oh, one had just fallen. Ripeness. So ready for you to step into your power. It's like you've been wanting something to happen. You're going, your wish is coming true. You've healed enough for this to happen. They're telling me that your sacral chakra, into learning to create your own reality, like you might get a reward coming soon from what you wished for a wee while ago, but they're asking to even get more creative with carving the new path into your reality, which means you have to heal something, and there's something else that you'll need to heal after this wish. So there's something else coming your way for you to heal. What else have I got? I'm pulling from both, Alex. It's just that I'm just following what's coming up on my Restream, and sometimes it's a bunch of YouTubes and then there's a bunch of Facebooks. So I just have to do what I can do. And I trust in my guides that are leading me to who I need to read for as well. Cherie, thank you. Yes, so true. My heart is full now. Yay. Circle, guys. Okay, a whole heap of icons with a unicorn. Thank you. Okay, Superman. There's just so much happening at the moment, that's for sure. I'm not sure if I missed someone, so if I missed anyone, can you just say yes, please, now? Because I've gone to the bottom of the list, and then I will pull a card for you. If you need a reading, I have all the links below. I've already said that. I'm not going to do a video this week because I'm starting up this live channeling on Thursday, and I've also started doing the stories on Facebook, little miniature stories and stuff as well. Jolene, okay, let's look up Jolene. Let's see what comes up for you. Oh, that just flew out, and a couple more over there. So we have for you Thunderbolt. So a tower moment coming up for you. This is leading you on a new adventure. So something might be falling away from you, breaking up. When that happens, it's for your own benefit, so that you can find how to carve a new path by listening to more of your own inner guidance. Not what others have told you. It's more to do with your soul's connection. It's like a fresh new start that's coming up for you. So if something does seem to fall away in a kind of a moment, it's only bringing you into a whole new path. To carve your own path. It's teaching you what path you want to carve and trusting that game through listening, through your soul's connections. So that's coming up for you, Geraldine. Who else have we got here? Now, I'm using the Osho cards. I got these cards 30 years ago. They're my very first tarot cards, and I only had these for about 25 years. I never bought any others. I only used Osho for my own healing, and my guides were working through them. Whoa, did they teach me lots. It was incredible. So I do like using these cards. Yay, perfect for you. I think you're almost feeling like something needs shaking up, Geraldine. It's like a shake-up needs to happen. Okay, Romy. Yes, please, Bobby. Romy from YouTube. So yeah, you'll have to subscribe. For those on Facebook, you have to subscribe to my YouTube to get the channel messages on Thursday, because I only doing it through YouTube. So here we go, Romy. I'm getting a good story going on in my head of wisdom coming in. But wisdom of how you fought or battled through negative things, and then through that battle you gained wisdom, but it's time to let it go. And also the tarots is bringing up the dream card again and going with the flow. How crazy is that? And comparison, I've had all these cards, same cards coming out again. So this week it might be a good idea to get out of your head of what you I'm feeling that you need to get out of your head of what you think could happen, and then allow, instead of comparing yourself to others, say, I'm not going to compare myself. I'm going to go do an inner journey here, trust myself to go the flow, allow myself to carve a new path into what I want, what I desire, rather than what I expect from a program that someone else pulled over your eyes. So that might come for you. Okay. And remember, guys, that other people's readings are also for yours as well. So it might not just be for one person here. It can be for many. I'm just going to pull. I need to just relax here a bit. I feel real tension. It's not a tension as in my muscles are tense. It's like an almost anxiety feeling. And I think it's to do with the collective really feeling that pull of something's going to shift and I'm not sure what. And it's because the logic wants to prepare, really keep coming back to that same message. So just be aware of that. Just be aware of that. Okay, Miss Spiderweb. So we have reconsider your alliances, make new connections. So there could be a lot of falling away of connections that aren't serving us anymore. And it could be, you know, just for a moment, or it could be for a year, or it could be for whatever, until you've found yourself fully, and then reconnect again. But it doesn't, it's something that you need to go through to find yourself sometimes. Just be aware of that too. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because, whoa, crazy energies at the moment. I'm feeling it. Interesting. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I love you guys heaps. And until next week, I will be here again on Tuesday. And don't forget my channel messages that are going to come through with me and my team on Thursday. I'll be going live on YouTube, 7 o'clock AEST time. Thank you so much, guys, for your donations. Did not expect that at all. Really appreciate it. Love yous. Bye.